Hey everyone, it is Velvet. Welcome back to more Persona 3 FES. In the last one, we defeated the first boss of the final block of Tartarus in the Adama block. In this one, we're gonna keep ascending as far as we can. We will go until a party member that I would like to have gets tired, essentially. So, let us carry on. I'll scan ahead, but it might take a little while. Sure thing, Fuka. So, Tartarus. Let's talk about Tartarus and each of its blocks. Also, fun fact, Tartarus also appears in Persona 1. In the alternate story path, the Snow Queen quest, there are 3 towers, one of which is called the Thanatos Tower, and within that tower there is a section called Tartarus. And it's like, you can lose your personas in the Thanatos Tower and they'll be kept there, which is a pretty accurate reflection of Tartarus, actually. Anyway, as I'm sure you are aware, Tartarus is, of course, from Greek mythology. And in Greek mythology, Tartarus refers to 2 things, one of which is one of the primordial deities, and the father of Typhon. But more importantly, the name of a region of the Greek underworld. It exists deep into the earth and deeper still into the underworld. At first, it was used by the Titan Cronus to imprison the Cyclopses and Hecatonkire, but later, after Zeus overthrew the Titans, it instead became the Titans' prison instead. It has since also been used as a prison for other gods, as well as mortals that were deemed sufficiently sinful, each of which was generally issued a sort of ironic punishment. Sisyphus, for example, as mentioned before, being the prime example, as for his arrogance and pride, he was sentenced to an eternity of failure and humiliation. Now, the thing I'm most interested in here is the names of each of Tartarus's blocks. Thebel, Arca, Yabasha, Tsia, Haraba, Adama, and the Monad Depths. Monad, of which we haven't explored yet, and I try to be coy about it in upcoming videos, but I kinda do a shit job at it, so I'm just gonna name it here. I've got points to make. I'm also gonna set Monad aside for now, because it has a different origin from the rest of them. And for starters, it actually has, like, a clear origin. Here's the thing. No matter where I look, I cannot find a reliable source for the names of Tartarus's blocks. They are Hebrew words, which, in order, roughly mean world, land, dry land, drought, desert, and soil. This is pretty straightforward. However, the significance past this is unclear. Megami Tensei Wiki lists their English translations, which is pretty easily double-checked with any machine translation software, though Arca and Tsia ran into some issues a couple times. It also claims that they are the names of different worlds in Kabbalah tradition, Thebel being either the 7th or the 6th, and is the one humans live in, Arca is the 3rd, Yabasha is the 5th, and is sometimes called Nishaya, Tsia is the 6th, and is sometimes also an alternate name for Thebel if that one's the 6th, Haraba is the 4th, and is sometimes called Gi, and Adama is the 2nd. Now this is all well and good, but what is always the case for Megami Tensei Wiki is that it's completely unsourced. And I largely cannot find anything to corroborate any of this in any reliable source. The only thing I found that corroborates it at all is this 15-year-old post on a rather sketchy looking forum that goes amazingly in depth about it, but it also kind of reads like instructions on how to reach enlightenment, and to be honest, the website feels kind of culty. And I am straight up not comfortable using that. I will say that the origin being Kabbalah does at least ring true, however, considering that in Persona 3 itself, Edogawa, the teacher, brings up Kabbalah a fair amount of times when he takes over for teaching your class. So I'm not going to say that this is all false. I'm simply too uneducated on this and do not have the means to educate myself to say so properly. But conversely, I also don't feel right regurgitating it as if it were true either. It's just immensely strange how little documentation on this in particular there is, that I can find anyway. Even with other concepts and personas, there's at least something, at least a Wikipedia page I can latch onto as a jumping off point and something to compare other websites against, even if there's not a whole lot of information out there. But for this, there's just nothing but Megami Tensei Wiki and a forum. So my guess would be that these are likely just Hebrew words that they chose to represent different areas with. However, if you yourself are more educated in this, please let me know in the comments. Being unsure like this is immensely unsatisfying, and I would like to learn more if that's possible. Otherwise, this is kind of a call to action at Megami Tensei Wiki. Sort your sizes, guy. Did I just say sort your sizes? Cite your sources, guys. I know I'm also kind of bad with this at these videos, but I'm also just some girl on the internet reciting things I find, and everything I say can be pretty easily double-checked, and if something is a bit more obscure to find, like if it doesn't have an obvious Wikipedia page that has all this there, I make sure to mention that. However, you are a main resource people go to when they want to learn more about this stuff, about the concepts used in their favorite games. You kind of have an obligation to do better than this. And if you're the only source for a piece of information, that is a massive problem. This has come up several times for my research across the series, and it's immensely frustrating every time. I put aside Monad initially, so let's get back to something we can, confirm. Monad is a term that was coined by the Pythagoreans. It can mean a couple things, but in essence it seems to mean beginning, or origin. It can be the first number in a sequence. It can refer to the first being in the universe, the one that created it all. It can also be used to refer to what we now understand as atoms, with the assertion that all matter in the universe is made up of monads, and that there are an infinite number of them, and they are described as indestructible, soul-like, that each one is unique. There's also just a lot of philosophical stuff here that admittedly goes over my head, so I won't be talking about it, but the concept was also adapted into Gnosticism, and is generally used there to mean the original, most powerful god, that is the creator of all. Now, to me, this implies something interesting about Tartarus itself, in that, despite the top of Tartarus being where Nyx descends to, its actual source may be the end of the monad depths. There's not much in-game or in the depths themselves that evidence this, other than it being the hardest block, with the strongest shadows and the largest floors, which you could extrapolate as meaning that this is where the energy of Tartarus is at its strongest. And to me, this also makes a degree of sense, as depths to me implies it's sort of like a basement or an underground of sorts, descending further into the earth rather than up, even if the actual stairs in the block lead upwards. And if you think of it that way, then you can also extrapolate that Tartarus is generally expanding upwards to meet and welcome Nyx from Monad, which, interpreting it this way, also seems to imply that Tartarus is alive in some way, that within the collective unconscious that makes up the supernatural, and through the research done on it by the Karijo group, it's developed its own mind of sorts to fulfill this purpose. And the idea of it being a living structure is interesting to me. That said, I have to stress that this is just a theory of mine. But once Reload comes out, it would be neat to see Tartarus expanded on like this, to learn more about it. I sense 3 enemies in the middle. Be careful, okay? That I will, and it occurs to me that I should probably check Yukati's equipment to see if there's anything better. We have the composite bow, maybe. The great bow for sure. And any defense. The Kukai's vestment for sure. And jet boost sexy heels. I don't think stumble is a huge problem for her, considering she uses a bow. That's pretty much a physical attack thing. Evade elect would be very nice, though. So we'll go with that. Alright, let's head back and save, and then we'll gear up for the next Tartarus Guardian. Let's give it a shot. Let's see, what do I want to... Do I want to jump in with Thor? Do I want to use the same strategy, but again? We'll see how it goes. I understand how lame this strategy is getting, but the thing is it works.
It seems to be guarding this area. Be careful, it's powerful.
It sure is. Welcome to the Carnal Snake. They are strong against fire, electricity, and wind, so Yukari and Akiko aren't going to be doing much damage that way. And its moves are, it knows Agidyne, Mud Agidyne, so anyone weak to fire, such as Mitsuru, is out. It knows Mudun and Mamudo, so people weak to darkness, Ken, are pretty risky. And then otherwise, it can nullify stat bonuses, your fire resistance with Fire Break, it can put up a Tetrakarn, and it can increase its own stats, its own attack and defense. And of course, there are 3 of them. What is our turn order? We're not going to be able to all out-attack these ones super easily. But we will be able to keep them out of the fight. Other than the first one there, it looks like. Okay, so... I guess you will be on knockdown. Agiko, you will be heal support for debuffs. And Yukari, you'll also be on heal support. And of course, tried and true, because again, it works. Play lame, win game, am I right? Yeah, and it doesn't do a lot of damage to them. Oh, shoot. Okay, so this strategy is not going to work super well. So no longer play lame win game. Don't kill me. Thank God. But yeah, looks like I'm not keeping them out of the fight that way. In which case, I believe the best play is to just try to take them out of the fight one by one. What are my personas looking like here? I didn't mean to switch, I meant to check, but we're with Odin now, I guess. I guess I could hit them with a Matarunda. At the very least, we're not weak to anything they have, so they're not going to be able to chain attack us. Yeah, that's fine. So yeah, I think that's the play, just focusing on one of them and trying to get that one out of the battle as soon as possible. Why did she turn away to heal herself? What? I presume Thunder Rain is not going to be a good play, so let's... Oh, it still has Reflect up, huh? Wait, did I guess, like... Did I set her on the wrong target? Or did she just decide, no, I'm not attacking the one that reflects me? Because I respect it, if so, in which case I will follow suit. Let's attack this one then, because we can actually hit it without it hurting us. It doesn't matter which one we take out, as long as we take them out. Let's see how this does. 227, okay. I guess isn't using that spirit very much. I think that's fine. That's a lot of damage. And well, now that doesn't matter. But like, out of curiosity, what does my default attack do? It's on par with Vile Assault with my attack up. So I think just attacking with our sword is the play here. Agiko, you have heals. You can actually heal as well, come on. Or maybe he got rid of them for Sukunda, because that appears to be all he has. Ooh. That sucks.
I won't lose.
Well... yeah, I don't... do I have anything that nulls slash attacks? Yes. Kali. So I can attack that and then null it. Let's try that, because we can attack that and then null the counter attack. The reflect, right? I am going to want to put its Tarunda back on real quick. Oh, that sucks. That's real bad. Luckily, Agiko does seem to still have his heal. But yeah, that sucks. Thank God. Okay. We do have SP items. Do I put the Tarunda or the SP? I think the Tarunda takes priority. And then we can use an SP recovery item next turn, hopefully. Use Fire Break. That's fine. That's actually ideal. Because if you're using Fire Break, that means you're not attacking or stealing our SP or instant killing our robot. Thank God. I don't know if Precious Egg is the play, because those are rare and she'll probably just get SP drained again, but let's throw one of those on her for now and see what that does. Oh, nice. Fine. Whatever. I don't care, because I just want this one dead. And I should be able to get that done by the next turn. I guess. Get a critical hit. Damn it. If she did, that would have been so good. But alas. Either way, the other two snakes are out of the battle for the next turn. And if it uses Dakunda again, that's a good way for it to waste a turn. I'm fine with that. I mean, I guess you could use Diaron for that. I feel like... I feel like I had a bit too much health for you to use a Diaron on me, but I guess that's fine. Okay, now we are down to 2. So we are snowballing now. We basically have no chance to lose unless I get real dumb. So this is fine. We'll attack. This one has less They both have the same amount of health. It doesn't matter. Let's just attack this one. We'll see how much damage I do to myself. 147. That's not ideal, but we shouldn't die regardless. Well, Agiko. I was about to say you no more debuffs for you, but it seems like one more debuff for you. If you think I'm using like a Solma on all of us, you are mistaken unless it is absolutely needed. So instead, I'm just gonna assign you a target as well, and then I'll hit them with a Matarunda. Maybe that'll have them use a Takunda and waste a turn. Whatever happens, happens. I guess it doesn't need SP. That is fine by me, my dude. As long as Yukari has SP, that is all we need. She is the only one I'm going to use an SP recovery on. Again, unless, like, a bizarre circumstance appears where, like, we desperately need to use a Solma. But I hope that does not happen. That would be frustrating. But that's fine. One of you tank the blow, you cowards. Do it. Don't be a bitch, Akiko. Yeah, 4 damage, huh? Here, I'll just tank this frigging attack for you. Now you guys, get in there. Attack this thing.
Still alive.
Hang in there.
Just enough for a diorama, huh? That gets me back into not Danger Town. So here, have another Chewing Soul, Yukari. Just so you can keep your healing up, you know? Ooh, god, a Tarukaja. But we'll probably be... 1 SP, huh? Are you sure? Alright, I guess, if you insist. Alright. Ordinarily, I would just move to attacking the other one, so Akiko and I guess could just finish off this one. But as it has an attack up, I don't want that to happen. Oh cool, we got a critical hit. So that means that I can eat the attack from this one.
Changing tactics. Must be eliminated.
Changing tactics.
Oh, nice. It would be great if we got these critical hits while there were still 3 of them. But alas, this is fine. What's its health gonna be at? Alright, 500 damage about. I'm down, I dig it. Ooh, and another... Why are we getting all the critical hits near the end instead of earlier when they could have been much more helpful? I hate video games. Alright, finish it off, Aki. You punch that snake.
I'll do my best until the very end.
And 3 Cup of Kings, ooh. Which I will be saving for something else. We did it! That was a tough one, but I knew you'd pull through. 3 Guardians left. We're almost there. Keep it up! A mysterious voice rings in your head. Thou art I, and I am thou. Thou shalt have our blessing when thou choosest to create a persona of the Judgment Arcana. The Nyx Annihilation Team Social Link has reached level 5. Your power to create personas of the Judgment Arcana has grown. Whew. Okay. 2 precious eggs, very nice. And of course, let's go back to home base and replenish our HP and SP. And, rearrange our party, see what we got. I'm going to have to look at everyone's weaknesses to see who I want. That is to say, who has weaknesses. If there is anybody without weaknesses, which I don't think there are, I think everybody still has one. Yeah. Yeah, everybody still has one, huh? Except Fuka. She's got nothing. Her stats are shit, though. Okay. I do know we want magical attackers, however. I think Agiko is fine, as is Yukari. Do we want Mitsuru or Koromaru? Mitsuru, they're both going to be a bit weaker, considering I haven't leveled them yet, but I think we'll do Mitsuru. Anyway, on that note, thank you so very much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed. You know what's happening on the next one. You know the drill. Consider subscribing and leaving a like and all that, and have a fantastic day, alright?